Meaning and condition. Where we use in English tense, models part of speech. Question: can you tell me meaning of present simple tense? What condition we use? Answer: the present simple tense is used to talk about general truths, habits, routines, and permanent situations. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the present simple tense, subject plus base form of verb. General truths and facts. The sun rises in the east. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Cats are mammals. Habits and routines. I wake up at 7 a.m. every day. She brushes her teeth before going to bed. They usually have lunch together. Scheduled events and timetables. The train departs at 9 a.m. The class starts on Monday. The concert takes place next week. Permanent situations and states. I live in London. She works as a teacher. They own a house. Statements of facts or opinions. The earth revolves around the sun. She believes in ghosts. I think he is talented. It's important to note that the present simple tense does not indicate actions happening in the present moment, but rather actions or situations that are generally true or happen repeatedly. Question: can you tell me meaning of present continuous tense? What condition we use? Answer: the present continuous tense is used to talk about actions or situations happening at the present moment or around the present time. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the present continuous tense. Subject plus am is are plus present participle, ing form. Actions happening now. I am eating dinner. She is watching TV. They are playing football. Temporary actions or situations. He is staying with us for a few days. We are studying for the exam this week. They are working on a project right now. Planned future arrangements. We are meeting at the restaurant tomorrow. She is flying to Paris next week. They are attending a conference next month. Current trends or changes. Prices are rising rapidly. The weather is getting colder. The company's profits are increasing. Annoyances or temporary states. The construction noise is bothering me. My head is hurting. The baby is crying. It's important to note that the present continuous tense emphasizes the temporary nature of the action or situation and is often used for actions happening around the present moment or in the near future. Question: can you tell me meaning of present perfect tense? What condition we use? 3. Present perfect, subject plus have has plus past participle. Answer: the present perfect tense is used to talk about actions or events that started in the past and have a connection to the present. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the present perfect tense. Actions or events that happened at an unspecified time in the past. I have visited Paris. The specific time is not mentioned. She has written a book. We don't know when exactly she wrote it. Actions or events that started in the past and continue up to the present. They have lived in this city for 5 years. He has worked at the company since 2010. Actions or events that have just been completed or have a recent relevance. I have just finished my homework. She has recently graduated from university. Actions or events that have an impact on the present. We have lost the keys. We don't have them now. He has bought a new car. He now owns a new car. Experiences or accomplishments in someone's life. She has traveled to many countries. They have won several awards. It's important to note that the present perfect tense combines past actions or events with their connection to the present. It is often used when the exact time is not important or when there is a relevance to the present moment. Question: can you tell me meaning of present perfect continuous tense? What condition we use for present perfect? Subject plus have has plus been plus V3, ing, plus past participle. Answer: the present perfect continuous tense is used to talk about actions or events that started in the past, have been ongoing, and continue up to the present moment. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the present perfect continuous tense. Actions or events that started in the past and have recently stopped. She has been studying all day. She was studying and has recently stopped. They have been playing football for 2 hours. They were playing and have recently finished. Actions or events that started in the past, have been ongoing, and are still happening. He has been working at the company since last year. We have been living in this city for 5 years. Actions or events that have been repeated over a period of time. They have been traveling to different countries every summer. She has been practicing the piano for hours every day. Actions or events that have a result or impact on the present. I am out of breath because I have been running. The garden looks beautiful because they have been gardening. Actions or events that express annoyance or impatience. You have been talking for hours. Can you please stop? He has been playing video games all day. It's time for him to do something else. The present perfect continuous tense emphasizes the duration or continuous nature of an action or event. It indicates that the action started in the past, has been happening for a while, and is still relevant in the present. Question: can you tell me meaning of past simple tense? What condition we use? For past simple, subject plus past tense of verb. Example: he watched a movie last night. Answer: the past simple tense is used to talk about completed actions or events that happened at a specific time in the past. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the past simple tense. Actions or events that happened at a specific time in the past. I visited my grandmother last weekend. They played soccer yesterday. Actions or events that were repeated or happened regularly in the past. She always woke up early when she was a child. We went to that restaurant every Friday. Actions or events that took place over a period of time in the past. He lived in New York for 5 years. They studied for the exam all night. Actions or events that are no longer true or relevant in the present. She used to have a pet dog, but it passed away. We lived in that house when we were younger. Actions or events that are reported or recounted in storytelling or narratives. Once upon a time, there was a brave knight. He won the race and celebrated his victory. The past simple tense is used to talk about completed actions in the past. It indicates that the action or event occurred and ended in a specific time frame, separate from the present. Question: can you tell me meaning of past continuous tense? What condition we use? 5. Past continuous, subject plus was verb plus present participle, ing form. Example: we were playing soccer when it started to rain. Answer: the past continuous tense is used to describe ongoing actions or events that were happening at a specific time in the past. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the past continuous tense. Actions or events that were in progress in the past. I was studying when the phone rang. They were having dinner at that time. Actions or events that were happening simultaneously in the past. While I was cooking, he was cleaning the house. They were playing football while it was raining. Actions or events that were interrupted by another action in the past. She was reading a book when the power went out. We were talking when the teacher entered the classroom. Actions or events that were set in the background of a story or narration. The sun was shining, birds were chirping, and people were walking in the park. The past continuous tense is used to describe ongoing actions or events in the past. It indicates that the action or event was happening continuously for a period of time in the past, either by itself or in relation to another action. Question: Can you tell me meaning of past perfect tense? What condition we use? Answer: the past perfect tense is used to describe an action that happened before another action or a specific time in the past. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the past perfect tense. When we want to talk about an action that happened before a specific time in the past. She had already finished her homework before her friends arrived. They had left the party before it started raining. When we want to talk about the order of events in the past. The train had already departed when we reached the station. He had completed his work before the deadline. When we want to talk about an unrealized or hypothetical condition in the past. If I had known the answer, I would have told you. She would have come to the party if she had received an invitation. When we want to report something that was said or thought in the past. He said that he had already seen the movie. She thought that she had lost her keys. The past perfect tense is used to establish a clear sequence of events in the past and to indicate that one action happened before another. It helps provide context and clarity in storytelling or describing past events. Question: Can you tell me meaning of past perfect continuous tense? What condition we use? 6. Past perfect continuous subject plus had plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. Example: she had already eaten when I arrived. Answer: the past perfect continuous tense is used to describe an ongoing action that started in the past, continued for a period of time, and was still ongoing before another action or a specific time in the past. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the past perfect continuous tense. When we want to talk about the duration of an action that started and continued in the past. She had been studying for 3 hours before she took a break. They had been waiting at the bus stop for over an hour before the bus arrived. When we want to emphasize the length of time an action had been happening before another action in the past. He was tired because he had been working all day. They were exhausted because they had been running for hours. When we want to talk about the cause or reason for a situation in the past. The grass was wet because it had been raining all night. She was out of breath because she had been running a marathon. The past perfect continuous tense helps to provide context and describe the duration or continuity of an action in the past. It is often used in storytelling or when discussing actions that were in progress before a specific point or event in the past. Question: Can you tell me meaning of future simple tense? What condition we use? 7. Future simple, subject plus will plus base form of verb. Example: they will arrive tomorrow. Answer: the future simple tense, also known as the future indefinite tense, is used to talk about actions or events that will happen in the future. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the future simple tense. When making predictions or stating future facts. The sun will rise tomorrow morning. He will become a doctor in a few years. When expressing spontaneous decisions or intentions. I forgot to buy milk. I will go to the store now. The phone is ringing. I will answer it. When talking about scheduled or planned events. The concert will start at 7 p.m. tonight. We will have a meeting next Monday. When offering help or making promises. Don't worry, I will help you with your homework. I promise I will always be there for you. The future simple tense is used to talk about actions or events that are not influenced by the present or past. It is a straightforward way to express future actions or make predictions. Question: can you tell me meaning of future continuous tense? What condition we use? 8. Future continuous, subject plus will be plus present participle, ing form. Example, he will be studying when we arrive. Answer: the future continuous tense is used to talk about ongoing actions or events that will be happening at a specific time in the future. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the future continuous tense. When describing actions in progress at a specific future time. Tomorrow at 9 p.m., I will be studying for my exam. This time next week, they will be traveling to Europe. When talking about planned or scheduled activities in the future. They will be having a meeting at 2 p.m. tomorrow. I will be working on a project all day on Friday. When expressing predictions or assumptions about future actions. He will be waiting for you at the airport when you arrive. I'm sure they will be enjoying their vacation in Hawaii. When expressing polite inquiries or making future arrangements. Will you be attending the conference next month? I will be visiting my parents over the weekend. The future continuous tense emphasizes the ongoing nature of an action or event in the future. It is often used to describe planned or anticipated activities that will be happening at a specific time. Question: can you tell me meaning of future perfect tense? What condition we use? 9. Future perfect, subject plus will have plus past participle. Answer: the future perfect tense is used to describe an action that will be completed before a specific point in the future. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the future perfect tense. When talking about actions that will be finished before a certain time in the future. By next month, she will have graduated from university. They will have completed the project by the end of the week. When making predictions or assumptions about future actions that will be completed. By the time you arrive, they will have already left. I'm sure he will have finished his work before the deadline. When discussing future events that will have occurred before another event takes place. By the time we reach the concert venue, the band will have already started performing. They will have arrived home by the time the movie finishes. The future perfect tense is used to express completion of an action before a specific future point. It indicates that something will have been finished or achieved by a certain time or event in the future. Question: can you tell me meaning of future perfect continuous tense? What condition we use? Future perfect continuous, subject plus will have plus V1 plus ing plus object. Answer: the future perfect continuous tense is used to describe an ongoing action that will be in progress until a specific point in the future. Here are some common conditions and situations where we use the future perfect continuous tense. When describing the duration of an action that will continue until a specified time in the future. By the end of the month, I will have been working on this project for 6 months. She will have been studying English for 3 years by the time she graduates. When expressing the expectation or assumption that an ongoing action will continue until a certain future point. By next week, they will have been living in their new house for a month. I will have been waiting at the airport for hours by the time you arrive. When discussing ongoing actions that will have been taking place before a specific event or time in the future. By the time the guests arrive, we will have been preparing the food for hours. They will have been traveling around the world for a year when they return. The future perfect continuous tense emphasizes the ongoing nature of an action and indicates that it will continue until a specific future point.